just when you thought it was safe, safe. It's not. Voice of Harlem, Kingdome, you remember.
Shout out to the CEO Hawk Show, Kingdome.
I got Shawn Antoine here, the producer, director, and creator of Kingdome. How you feeling tonight?
I feel incredibly blessed. So many people that are from Harlem got to learn the Harlem fact today in Kingdome and the history. So I'm feeling overwhelmed. Tomorrow's my birthday, but to have a sold out show at the Schomburg in my neighborhood is an incredible blessing.
Wow. First off, happy birthday. And, it's so true. My mom lived in Harlem for almost 22 years plus. And she been in Harlem, and she was like, she learned so much just, sitting here in the film. And I feel like, films like you highlight so much more that a lot of people, even in their own community, don't know. So it's so, I'm so appreciative to see that. How do you feel about it, being displayed in the Hip Hop Film Festival?
So today is the 50th anniversary of hip hop, and the fact that this film shed light on no music and the contributions of Kingdome in hip hop. If there was any type of divine power that could just step in, it just felt like that happened tonight. The fact that we were at the Schomburg on this Friday when there's a big concert happening right down the block, and the fact that we sold out, I just feel incredible. And I really prayed on this moment. I prayed that people would show up and show out for me, and they did. So I'm just feeling overwhelmed and just extremely blessed.
You spoke about how there's a concert down the block. There's other events that's going on in the neighborhood. And I feel like the fact that you had a sold out show shows that there's a yearning for stuff like this to be, showcased in our community. And it's very appreciative. I just want other people to know, how can they follow you and check out more of your work, and where can they see the screening for people that wasn't here tonight?
Yeah, so God willing, we'll have another screening August 31st at the Maisels Documentary Center. You can find all my work at ShawnAntoineII.com or Shawn Antoine II, also the second, on all social media platforms. So check out my work, stay in tune. Hopefully next year we'll have 2 feature films out by next summer. So that's the plan. And I look forward just to tell more Harlem stories and just stories of people in our community that haven't been shown or highlighted. So I look forward to showing those stories with all of y'all.
Same from Talk Infamous, and what's your name?
My name is Alex.
Alex, how do you enjoy the film Kingdome? What are some of your thoughts about it?
I thought it was beautiful, especially with, today being the 50th anniversary of hip hop. Seeing somebody who I'm cool with be able to do something like this, it's just so inspiring. It's so beautiful. And like Shawn said, without hip hop, none of this would ever be happening. So just to see our stories being told on a legendary, iconic night, it feels amazing. I feel inspired. I feel like I'm just so happy to be black.
TLK Infamous, I'm here with Kadeem. I want to know how you felt about the film.
I think this film is a perfect time capsule of Harlem. I think Shawn Antoine made a legendary film. This one is going to be one that we can review just so we can see the history of what Harlem looked like, who was in Harlem, and what the life that it brings, that we bring to the world, to basketball, to music, to black history.
Was there anything or any elements in the film that stood out to you?
For me, one of the strongest elements, besides like the notable figures that we saw, like the Voice of Harlem, Honcho, Tiana Taylor, Chris Brown, like besides all the notable people, it was just like how he showed the regular people of Harlem, the people who just attend Kingdome. And I think for me that is what made the film so real. As a Harlem native, I saw people who I knew, people who I know just who are outside on a regular summer day, and to see them highlighted on the film on a big screen, it makes me feel like we're being represented by somebody who cares about us.
My name is Socially. We got
Gary Mills from Shoot Basketball's Not People.
Thank you. Listen, I overheard that when you spoke in the Q&A that you wish that there was something like this in Philadelphia. Can you express a little bit more about that?
We don't have it. We really don't have it. And it's because of the violence. We just don't have it. And I would love to have that culture come up here, like from here, the Dykemans, the Kingdomes. It's something about that energy, man. Like Philadelphia needed, and I think that would be something that could combat the gun violence with the younger kids, to get them involved, to have them do something in the neighborhood in the afternoons or late evenings.
100% agree because I feel like when kids are productive, they're less to stay out of trouble. And then on top of that, do you feel like the OGs in Philadelphia, because I see the OGs in Kingdome, they play a heavy part in tying the community. Do you feel like the OGs in Philadelphia can do that because they have the knowledge, they're older and they're a little mature? Do you think that a conversation would help them, or do you think there'll be a little bit more that we would need to make that happen?
I don't in Philadelphia. I don't think that can happen like here because the culture here is so rich. It's not as rich of a street ball culture in Philadelphia. Once we 16th and Susquehanna left, 52nd and Parkside, we didn't have anything left. So these basketball leagues in New York City, 30 years in the running. You know what I mean? So it's like we're just trying to get one running for one summer. We just can't do it.
Well, listen, there's always hope for the future. I just want to ask you one more thing. What is one thing that you take away from the film, or one element of the film that you really enjoyed?
Oh, meeting Honcho. I mean, like we connected now, so now we good to go. Now I want to see how we can maybe bring some younger kids from Philly up, maybe do Kingdome versus Philly, or even older guys. He was telling me they did that before, so let's try to bring it back.
Wow, it was such a pleasure. Can you please shout out your Instagram or your information so people can follow what you do?
Gary Mills, Shoe Basketball is Not People. Join SBNP is on Instagram.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
What's up, y'all? Same for Talk Infamous, and who we have here? What's your name?
Joe West from Harlem, New York, West Side. You dig?
Nice. How do you enjoy the film? Like, what's your initial impressions of it?
I mean, I'm from Harlem, you feel me? So my first impression of it was having one of our Harlem natives tell our stories. You know what I'm saying? I was raised around Force. I went to 208, 185, the school around there. So like seeing somebody depict us, and Shawn, I knew him since high school. I went to Cardinal Hayes with him. So it depicted who we are and like who we're about. You know what I'm saying? So it was great.
And what would you say is like the standout of the film for you?
The standout of the film, I'd probably say the standout of the film was Huncho. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't know Huncho too well, but just to see the dedication and care that he has for making sure our community is upheld together, to making sure that no matter what's against us, he's gonna make sure this tournament happens, make sure we have a safe haven. So Huncho was the spotlight, for me, and now I see him as a superstar. Like he's bigger than life to me now. I'm like, damn, I ain't know Huncho put this much pain behind closed doors. So it was great.
Next year will be 40 years of doing Kingdome. We had our ups and downs. We're looking for more sponsors though for next year. I also retired from school safety 25 years, so I worked with kids for a long time. But this right here really put me over. I'm so happy at this. So I'm glad everybody came up with it. Beautiful.
Yeah, and I would say like it's so important definitely to be a part of the youth experience. Like you make such an impact. How do you feel when you're able to like be a part of the youth experience and you're part of their journey too? How do you feel about that?
There's no feeling like it when I see guys in college and in the NBA that used to play out there when they were little. That's the best feeling in the world.
Hey y'all, my name is Socially and I got a special guest. I got my mama. How you feeling?
I'm good. Thank you. Thanks for the invite. Thank you for the invite.
How long you been living in Harlem for?
I would say a total of 41 years. I moved out and came back 30 years ago.
And what will you say about seeing this film called Kingdome that showcases a lot of community activities that happen in Harlem?
It is so important to see this film that I cannot say how much that it should be featured anywhere else because I learned so much. A lot of things that I did not know that I learned from this film, and it's iconic to know all this was going on while I was busy doing something else, raising a family. And so just for someone like me who I thought that I had all this information, I really did not. A lot of it was kept and just not told to a lot of people about what was going on behind the scenes of hip hop and just the iconic interaction with the people in the neighborhood.
One emotion that you could say that you left after seeing this film?
I felt empowered and spirited, and so proud to know that all these people, young folks who really was behind the scenes, and that they're now getting a platform to speak the truth and and just bring out the consciousness of the people and the pride of this film. It's just a wonderful thing to see.
What is an advice that you would give to the people of our community or to youth in general?
Keep talking. Keep keep talking about history, because there'll be younger folks who, will have social media today. Social media today is, like a double-edged sword. It can be positive but negative, and so some of the social media that's going on today, it's more or less like stifling, some of the truth, sweeping some of things under the rug. So we have to keep talking about our experiences and sharing it with the youths.
Well, thank you so much for doing this interview with me and sharing your truth and expressing that we need to continue to share our truth so our story can always be told.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I also love just being able to relate to all the people in the film, like Voice of Harlem, just hearing that, no music, like that was something that I grew up with and I didn't even really know where it stemmed from. Like it was just something that came from Harlem and I knew that and I love that, but just seeing where it's rooted from and knowing that it's still so close to home, like I'm like a 20-minute walk from here, it just uplifted me and now I'm ready to paint, I'm ready to get in the stew, I'm ready to do what it do. So thank you, Shawn, for all the love that you put into this, for real.
I think the way that Shawn broke down everything and kind of showed the community that exists in Harlem that's called the Kingdome, I thought it was dope. It was phenomenal. Just the way that he put everything together, the way he put those brothers up there and showcase, their stories for themselves as well. Like, I thought it would stand up.
What is one element that stood out in the film?
One element that stood out in the film was the commentating. Like the way that, the guys had like their special callings, their signals, the things that they did to kind of, bridge everything together. Like, the no music, like the hand, like, like all those things kind of showed that there was a uniqueness to this entire tournament.
Do you have your own calling? Do you got a signature that you go by?
I don't go by a signature, but I'm an actor. I'm a director as well. And I feel like my calling is also filmmaking. So that's why, I support my brother Shawn, because it's like, that's like my brother in arms. You feel me? It's like I feel like we coming up together. So I feel like my calling will probably be filmmaking and kind of just telling stories about our community, authentic stories that showcase our happiness, stories that showcase our history, similar to the Kingdome.
Wow. Even when you said showcase our happiness, I felt like that was so deep. I feel like there's a lot of Black films that do highlight, a variety of things, but I feel like happiness is something that,
Missing.
Exactly.
I feel like we focus too much on like trauma stories sometimes. And so sometimes it's cool to just show like, yo, just simple shit like this. It's like, yo, it's a basketball tournament, where everybody gets to come together, chill, enjoy life, take a break for a second, and I feel like those are the stories that need to be told more often,
I used to sell waters at the Kingdome. Like my grandmother, it was a time I would just have to listen outside of my grandmother's window in the projects and just want to be there to see it go from there, full circle, no pun intended, because we call that also the circle, the Kingdome. To be here at the Schomburg is, this is different. This one for the books.
What is one piece of advice that you can give to the people that you first, educated and you been around? Like you said, you wish they would come back. What is one piece of advice that you would give to them?
Just keep doing what y'all doing, man. I'm happy for everybody that made it.
Listen, it was such a pleasure. If you guys want to hear more, you guys check out Kingdome. It was appreciate you having you. Please shout your name one more time.
Terry Cooper, a.k.a. Honcho. The championship game is next Friday at 6:30 in the project. Come out.
You heard it here first. Peace. Thank you so much.
Really proud to see them making a film about Kingdome because I am from Harlem. So in celebrating like 50 years of hip hop, I'm really thinking about how we need to be celebrating these different cultural facets that like make up our culture and make up Harlem culture. So I was very proud, and I think that this needs to be done, and I can't wait until they expand on it.
Now, my question to you is, were you present in the experience of Kingdome when it was actually happening before it became history?
Yes. Yeah. Like, we walk the streets and do different things. I must admit, I'm a little bougie.
You love bougie?
Yes. So I'm a bougie Harlem girl. So the ruckus and the Kingdomes, I dibble and dabble a little bit for sure. Yeah.
And then you feel like this is something that Harlem is missing. How do you feel about, the current state of Harlem right now? the community?
So I think that to be very transparent, I moved to Los Angeles. So yeah, and I really, really love and miss my hood, and I'm always like just connecting and tapping in with people to see like what's really going on. I think that we're very fortunate in Harlem to be a village that has a lot of resources and to be a people that really care about one another, which I'm not really seeing where I live on the west side, unfortunately. But I do feel as though something is missing because of the rate of violence and how it's like going up. So I don't know if we need like more resources for our young people or what it is, but there's something that's missing and that we need to do. So, for example, Honcho, right? There was some kind of incident on the court, so he shut it down temporarily and then reopened it, right? So we can't take things away and say it's because there's too much happening. Like, we need these things. And I do believe that we want to know how to act and to be peaceful. But we probably just need more resources, more events. We need more support with education and mental health and things like that to kind of go along with the community stuff.
Game, blah, blah, blah. I kind of like drag it on to give it a little class. So this is how I do it. When I say it's 2 minutes, 2:05 in the game, 2:04 in the game, 2:03 in the game, I see the thing ticking, and then I'll say, 2 minutes!
In honor of hip hop, who is one of the biggest hip hop legends that you look up to or that you enjoy?
Well, first, one of my songs was in a movie. It was the first song that was played. I'm signed to Republic Records, Uptown. So me and Shawn, with everything that he's doing, from working with great films and to making his own, like my favorite artist, is Joey Badass, Most Def, there's too many, like Eric B. Rakim, I always keep it boom bap, and my music, I try to tell the stories of being a first generation Muslim and African here in Harlem and born and raised. So he's depicting a story and I'm depicting a story too. And it collides. So it's just beautiful to see that we doing what we got to do to make sure the story is told and how we saw it. You know what I'm saying?
I love that. I appreciate it. I wanted to you to drop your Instagram and tell us where you can find your music at.
You can find me on Joe Westington on Neighborhood, Twitter, which can turn to X, Joe Wicked West, music, Joe West, iTunes, Rap Caviar, Spotify, everywhere. You feel me? All that. And I represent the West Side, Uptown Records. You dig? We out here.
I'm gonna have to shout out the one and only. There's 2 of them on my shirt here. I don't know if you see, but that's Nasty Nas, Nostradamus, and rest in R.I.P. Prodigy. They didn't call him Prodigy for no reason. His grandfather actually was in music, and he actually co-signed me, one of the first people to wear my brand Masters. So if you know what a rapper really comes from, it's actually start off as an MC. So, which stands for Master of Ceremonies. So when you see like Masters, it's most importantly, it's not just one realm of like music, because you got master chefs. It's really about focusing, and that's why I'm here. My cousin Shawn, he's a master. He's going to be at that level, 10,000 hours. That's what it takes. So, yeah, I don't know. Hip-hop is like that. It's like step by step. Here we are, you know what I mean? But you got to have the passion.
I know that's right.
Yeah.
And you said you have a brand. Masters is a brand name. Can you shout out your Instagram where we can follow?
Masters Club NYC. Once again, community is a club. I'm Think Watts the Prophet. And it's not for profit like PROFIT. It's PROPHET. Like that's what we are. We street prophets.
You heard it here first. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hip hop legends. I was in journalism, so I know this is not a common thing because she didn't make music, but shout out to Angie Martinez. I always love Angie, the voice of New York. Being a woman in the industry, using her voice to do the amazing things that she has done. But if we're gonna go to music, shout out to Lauryn Hill. That is my girl, my inspiration, everything is because of Lauryn Hill. She gave me she gave me the confidence to be really proud to be a black woman and to strive and thrive within my blackness and femininity. So shout out to Lauryn Hill.
One rapper that you could say that you appreciate.
My father. My father is a rapper. That's who will always be number one for me. Anything my father does, that's my number one. Outside of that, I like artists like Coogee Rap, Rakim, legends like that. I also like, if we're talking modern day, more so like 50 Cent coming off of his Barclays show, like artists like that. But like I said in the beginning, number one will always be my pops though.
Shout out to Pops.
Yeah,
Can you shout out your Instagram so people can follow your work as well?
Yeah, my name is Amir, and my Instagram is Ask Amir, ASKAMIR.
Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
We hope to see more.
So it's the 50th anniversary of hip hop. I want to know, who is your favorite hip hop legend, or do you have a favorite Harlem hip hop legend?
Yeah, so both. My favorite hip hop legend is actually Jay-Z. Okay. He has an exhibit up right now at the library. Yeah, very amazing. But I gotta represent Dipset. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Big L, Cameron, Mace, and all those. Yeah, I used to see Jewels when I used to buy the herb back in the day. So yeah, I got love for all of those because I used to see them. Right. So there's nothing fake about like who they are, where they come from. Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time.
One hip hop legend that I say I love, I'm gonna say Little Mama. Little Mama, facts.
Sorry, I'm cursing.
No, it's okay. we all here for it. I mean, if you want, you can also give us your favorite Harlem legend.
I'm gonna just say Dipset because that's what I grew up on. So Cameron, Pink Suit, all that's my vibe.
Sean said Cam too. That's his favorite Harlem legend.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's the vibe. Yeah, that's the vibe. I'm always fuck with ASAP.
Oh yeah, ASAP definitely. For the younger generation, I respect that. In honor of it being the 50th year of hip hop, who is your favorite hip hop legend and your favorite Harlem hip hop legend?
My favorite Harlem legend? Yeah. My favorite hip hop legend, I think it's a tie. I gotta go with Rakim, and I'm gonna go Kanye West. And then my favorite New York legend or Harlem legend, you said? Ooh, that's a tough one. I hope nobody get mad, but I think I'm gonna go with Cam. Cam is my favorite Harlem legend.
And you got any particular reason, or just that?
Well, Cam embodied the fashion, the film, and just the swagger of Harlem. So I'm gonna just go with Cam with that one.
Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you.